You told me how many taps, and I'm wondering.
I have to go to a 4.
Because the 5/8 wrench is what, but I think I've lost it.
I probably going out the house.
Yeah, I'll put that down. We'll get it 5/8 inch.
Now, because somebody is probably going to put these in. I'm right at the end of where the threads were.
Right.
To that point right now. Right where that is. 3 more turns.
3 more turns.
Okay? Beyond that.
Gotcha.
Everybody says how far you want to put them in. Well, I used to tell them, about 2 inches. Well, what's 2 inches,
Was when they're already
So I
in.
just said, you go to the threads and then 3 more turns. 1, 2, and yes, they go straight up and down.
The yellow birch and white.
And then I slide to get more tension out of it.
Oh. So in a way I could do it.
Certain way it goes in.
And I can always trim some off and if it's a little bit too long.
Why? Because if you have to adjust it, or you just don't want it to slip through.
If I'm too short,
yeah.
Then I don't have enough.
I can see that's fancy work. Went in the little hole.
Went in the big hole.
Went in the
big
hole. Came out the little blue hole.
Came out the blue hole. Yep.
Yeah. Then it's going to twist back around.
Yep.
Okay, so you twist it on like the old-fashioned way.
Just a side.
Oh, but there's a new gadget.
There's our gadget.
I wonder if he's going to leave that with us.
Probably not.
He might. I mean, they probably make them. This definitely looks like a homemade too.
Oh, I could make that.
Yeah.
Of course, it'll be out of sterling silver. Oh, it makes even a
Well, all
noise.
the better.
Right?
Sterling silver.
Watch it now. Yeah, I don't think we want it too much closer to the tree. Don't go back too far because you gotta. There you go. Good. Good. 2 more. Here we go. 2.
You've got that running way down that hill. There you go.
Good. I'm glad I did.
Got it?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do now.
How to do the end by the tree. You cut the pipe, attach it, and when you wire it 3 times and come back on itself with that little coupling in there. Then when you wire tie it, you're going to be using 2 wire ties. You're going to start back here with 1, and over here you're doing 3. And if you notice, 1 holds onto this part, 1 over here on the left, and 1 over here on the right to pull the stress opposite ways.
No thumbs, no fingers. No thumbs, no fingers.
That cutter is nice if it's in cold weather, I can see. That you just used.
Short ones. You don't want it against the tree.
stick it underneath there. Then any side ties that are in between there and the next wire up, then go put those in afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, because if you
Wire tying, we're doing them every 18 inches, closer when it's wrapped around a tree. Every time you have a lateral line come into it, the wire ties are then on the south side about 5 feet before you start wire tying, so you can get underneath and put in the side lateral tubing.
connections up there, 13 places you got to put them in.
Yeah, but if we do the other side next year.
But this at a little bit of an angle like that, where this is coming up. And sometimes you have to work those a little bit, like he just did right there.
I can imagine speeding on that one.
Quite a gizmo, I'm telling you.
The house is right way down the road, way down that driveway.
Yeah.
In the winter time, doesn't make it, there's flowers and stuff, you don't.
Give me your tea. I'm holding it sort of halfway in between.
Yep,
Okay.
you can cut almost the whole length of the T.
The whole length of the tea. Can't believe it.
You don't have to, but if you don't, then you got to open up the tool some more.
Oh.
I'm wasting. Let that T pointed straight up. And then you just have to make sure. Up. There you go. Up.
You're crimping that one.
Sorry. Hold on. Hold on.
You want to put clamps on them too, huh? You
trying.
want everything.
I'm trying to. Did I get it?
You want it up as much as...
Put this on the other side of that. There we go.
I knew you wanted it up.
There we go. Yeah, so if somebody just works those as somebody's doing this, and you go slow. So I looked at this when I was standing down there. I'll give you another rule of thumb. If I'm standing at the main line, and I hold my hands out shoulders width apart, not like this, but like this, shoulders width apart. If I can see the tree between my hands, it can go on this line. If I can't see the tree between my hands, it belongs on a different line. Okay? So that's a rule of thumb to use down there. And just sometimes, because you can see them between your lines, there may be enough of them that it's actually 2 lines, but we will get the two-handed tool to use. Okay, so you'll see how that's used on this. But I use the one-handed tool because I don't like carrying that big, heavy two-handed tool in the woods so much.
Yeah, all I have is a two-handed one.
Yep, that's fine. And I can show you how to do it. With this one-handed tool, I get this jaws halfway of the fitting, and then I squeeze it, and then I just let it settle back down into the fitting a little bit and squeeze it the rest of the way on, and that's up. Somewhat level around there, because sap's going to come down here and go right around the tree and down. Okay? So
Arrow goes up the hill.
yeah, up the hill. That's the way the sap's coming from. And then your hook is going to be here on the bottom, so I can hook it on. And I can, and this way, this is another way that you can adjust. Come on. Adjust where I put this to create tension on this line I just drew.
So that just clamps onto that.
So then you see I can just pull this right down here, and that snaps right onto there, and that pulls that right in so that that doesn't slip. Okay? And then you come down here, cut that off. I'm done stringing that line right now. Now if I had a reel that hung from here, okay, I would just move it to wherever the next line is going up through. Okay, but the next line is going up through. Tell you, I don't need to pull that some more. It's not coming very good. Yep, that's because it's such a sharp bend right there. Go on. A little bit. A little bit. More.
So no wider than your arms out at shoulder length.
Probably at least like that.
So that's at least a foot you went?
Yeah, foot. Fingertip to elbow. You got enough to curl that in there. Okay. You'll come down and go around it. Make sure to go around it on the uphill side, so you're coming back around on the low hill side. I've seen people where they go this way around. See why we don't have wire ties? So I just got to hold this here. I got.
Okay, so it won't go down so far. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't care how good you think you are.
Yeah.
When I do seminars, it has a little bit of a curve to it. I'll show you on the next one that I do. Obviously, tubing's going to come in from this side, so we need this facing this way.
You don't hook it up before you put it in.
Nope. That presses right down in, and what that does, the way these gaskets are made, the gasket is going down inside the wall of the tubing, plus sealing on the top too. Mm-hmm. So that fitting where it went down in is tapered. Mm-hmm. You can see the taper on that?
Yeah.
See how that's tapered? So that wedges that out to the wall of the pipe. So we're sealing there, plus we're clamping it down. It's going to seal it there as well. So that's going to give us a good seal there and less chance of any kind of a vacuum leak. Now this right here just goes down there, that hooks into there, and just snaps over.
That's it.
That's it. Wow. See, once we get all these on, and you notice there's a little slot right there for the wire to go right there. Okay, so see when you do that, that's just how that's going to be.
So that's how we'll
You wire tie it.
wire tie it. After
Wire ties the rest of this up.
Right now,
You're going to go your elbow to fingertip starting there, wherever they come. It might come here, it might come down here. You just put them in. It's just that the wire is made for that little slot, and there's a little groove on either side
okay.
for it to go in. Okay, so and when you're coming to check for leaks, you're walking along this line. You know your vacuum's down. You know you got leaks somewhere. Where are they? Create a sag right here. If this fills up full of liquid, when sap's running, fills up full of liquid and just slowly moves through there, and you see the liquid go through, and then you see the gas bubble behind it, and then you'll see liquid again and the gas bubble, and it just slowly moves through like that. There's no leak on this 5/16 line. Don't bother to walk it. If when you create that sag, it starts to fill up a little bit with sap, and then you see a bunch of bubbles rushing through, there's a leak on this 5/16 line. That's what that bubble, all those bubbles are. It's the air pulling in. Now go walk that line. Now, see, so when you're looking for leaks, you're walking the easy part of the hill, across the hill. When you find a line that's got a leak, that's when you got to walk the steep part of the hill. Whereas with your system before, every single main line was going up and down the steep part of the hill. So you had to walk the steep part of the hill, and then when you found a leak, you got a chance to walk out the easy part. We walk the easy part and only walk the steep part when we have to. Okay.
These things would spit.
Okay. I dip this in there to wetten it, because this stuff grips tubing really, really hard, more so than that stuff. And if when you're sliding it up on, you don't get it slid all the way up on the first time, you won't get it. If you don't leave enough tubing sticking out, you won't be able to redo it and slide it again. Now, when I'm doing this one, we're going to do it with the spout facing away from you.
Not
Okay?
towards, not
The
towards
curl of the
barrel.
tubing's going straight down, and the spout is facing away from you. Okay? And we're going to slide it right on.
Did it go on?
Yeah.
It did. Look like it bent.
Nope, went right on. And then we turn it over The curl is still going down from us. Okay, straight down.
And the spout's towards
And
you.
we take our T.
What was that? Something that didn't come off in the factory.
Oh, just something I was looking at. Okay. And wet the side where the drop line's going to go on. Okay. The plug is going to be facing away from you. Now you notice this part right here will fit right inside of that nut.
Yeah.
And see, I'm using my elbow over here to help get it started.
Yeah.
But once I get it started, then I can just shove it right up on.
Oh yeah.
And you want to put them all the way up on.
Yeah.
Just barely over the second bar? No. All the way up on.
Yeah.
Now, when you're done,
Yeah.
notice the two pieces are facing one another?
Yeah.
Fit very good.
Okay, now, the other thing is, I'm the tree. When I unplug this to tap, the spout is pointed towards the tree, not pointed away from the tree.
Good.
So how many times do you see when drop lines are made that the spouts aren't even all the way? There you go, good. Clamp it down first. Clamp this down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm letting you do it. I'm just holding it in there.
See, I have to, mine, I have to get it right out close or else it won't go in.
And then you'll have to watch to make sure that this, hold on, that this is right in the center of that nut right there. It is now, when I pulled it up. Go ahead. There you go.
How it works.
Yes.